let me adjust this a little bit. Okay, so for this one, you can get a whole pack. I actually have this on my Amazon storefront. If you want one, you can pick it up. I earn a small commission if you do get it, but it comes in a whole pack of 50, which I didn't realize. I thought you just get like 10 for like $4 and change. So if you want to do this, you're gonna need a 4x6 postcard. This is just a plain postcard. And then the fabric for the ghost, I'm going to put a sample of the ghost on my page, on my I Sew with Joy, so that way, if you decide you want to make it, you can just print this out, cut it up, and do it yourself, right? So I just have a small piece of fabric. The ghost is about 3.5 by 4. This is about the size of the ghost, so the fabric has to be about that size, right? And then you'll need your fabric pieces. So I'm actually going to make this almost like a quilted type situation. So you'll need the fabric pieces. I just cut up pieces of fabric that are more Halloween-y type. And then you'll need some quilt batting. So I just realized I didn't actually cut out the quilt batting, but it's needed. So I'm going to get that real quick, and I'm going to come back and show you what this looks like as we sew together. So hang tight. Be right back. Still there? I'm still here. Okay, so quilt batting ready. And let me move this a little bit so that it's not all just up in my face. So I'm gonna get the quilt batting. I am just going to cut the piece to be slightly over the size of my postcard. So I'm just going to use that as a guide to do this. And because I don't want to go off screen too much, I'm going to use my pinking shears, right? So cut this. I'm going to have to do this with my regular scissors. Geiger to the rescue, right? I've talked about these scissors, like you can't go wrong with it. It's so easy. It cuts like butter. Butter, if you're from Massachusetts. All right, so this is the batting for the postcard. So if you're just joining, I'm doing a walkthrough of how to make a Halloween fabric postcard. So I just cut up some quilt batting. I have the 4x6 batting. 4x6 postcard here. And then I also have the ghost. It's going to be on my page. It's about 3.5 by 4, and the fabric pieces. So now I'm going off camera so you can actually watch what I'm doing, since that's what this video is all about, right? So the first thing is putting my pieces together. Let me show you what I'm doing now. Okay, so this is my postcard, and the fabric piece is actually going to go here at the bottom. Oops. Okay, there we go. Better. The fabric piece is actually going to go here at the on the back side rather, and I have my batting here. So I'm going to put this together. The way I want it to look is I want this here, and this one I want it here on this side, and then I want. Let's see, this is some African print, and this is a great scrap buster project as well. So I want this one on this side and this one over here. And then my ghost is going to go in the middle, like boo. So to do this, obviously, now that I know exactly what I want it to look like, I'm first going to put the pieces together on my batting. And then I'm going to put my ghost on there. So for now, this is basically what I'm doing to make sure that I have the right pieces. I think I want this to go like this because I want it to be able to fully cover. Is this front or back? Yeah, front. Like so. Okay, so I'm going to put the pieces together and then sew it onto my usually right side. Go ahead and sew that together right now on my machine. So And just remember, I always use black thread just because it's more visible. So one side is done for this, and then the next thing I want to join is the one at the top here, and it's going to go, I'm sorry, it's going to go like so. So in that case, I am going to put it this way. I'm going to put it this way, so that means I have to sew down this way. But I also want to first do this so that it all just goes down as one. So I'm going to sew these two first and then attach it to the other sides, if that makes sense. Let me know if you have questions. I'm still learning how to do this whole YouTube thing. So this is so easy. If you know how to, hello, thanks for joining. If you know how to quilt or how to sew a straight stitch, this is literally the easiest thing. All right, so yeah, it's a little, let me put it this way so that I can get more, and then I'm going to line this up. So a straight line, it doesn't have to be perfect. Again, remember, you're going to have your ghost piece on this, so it makes it a whole lot easier. It's more forgiving, I should say. Okay, so all my pieces are together. This is what I want it to look like. And then now I'm going to get my batting, and I'm going to put this directly on my batting because eventually this is going to go like this, right? Or go like this. But I want to attach it to the batting first. And in this case, you put it all together. I'll make sure I have batting on every single side so that it doesn't look wonky. Okay, so here. And this is one of those projects that you can do with just about any piece of fabric you like or you have. So don't feel that you have to make it perfect. Well, this is going to come a little bit off, but it's going to be cut at the end, so I don't mind too much that it's not fully lined. Let's see, make sure I have it all there. Yes, I did. So this is what it looks like right now. Again, we're not seeking perfection in this because eventually it's going to become a postcard and it's going to go on your postcard. The next thing you're going to do right now is you're going to take your ghost and just determine how you want it, to go. So in my case, I think I want to go a little like so, not necessarily straight. So to do that, I have to kind of cut a little closer. I'll put this template on my page so that you can, and it's sewwithjoy.com, so that way you can just easily download it to make your own. All right, so we'll take that. Now, because you want the ghost to really show, you're going to put it on the white, and then, like I said, I want it to actually go like so. So what I'll do is I am going to pin this and then cut my piece around. And if you have questions, feel free to let me know. For this one, I'm going to use my pinking shears because I do want it to look a certain way. The eyes and the mouth, yes, you will have to eventually use a marker, or if you choose, you can choose to, I didn't want I didn't want to make it too complicated for people who might be familiar with using the different types of utility stitches. So this is what I have, and I'm going to attach it to my piece. Okay, so again, straight line, or I think in this case I want to do a zigzag stitch. So I'm going to switch back to select my zigzag actually on my machine, and then I'm going to make it a little wider than normal, like longer rather, so it's not taking forever to sew around. And then I'm just going to go ahead and sew this down. So just move your lever up and down like you want to make it truly capture the essence of it. And there we go. And then we're now on the other edge. So if you're just joining me, I am making a Halloween fabric ghost postcard. It's easy and it's fun, and if you have a pen pal or you just want to do something fun, this is one of those things that you can do. Okay, so now this is done, and I am going to now start the process of attaching this to my postcard. So to do this, I do need a cutting mat, so I'll grab one. I have a small cutting mat here so that I don't ruin my table. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this and place it directly here, and then just cut around like so. So I have this here, which is kind of like the Pink and Shears version of a rotary cutter. So it just gives you a little bit of a design, but this is going to come off anyway, so don't worry too much about it. Okay, trying to get this as much as possible here. And you can go around and do another trim after all is said and done, so don't feel like this is your only opportunity to get it in line. I will do that again once I'm done with this. Okay. All right. So I'll cut this out here. I'll move this out of the way. So this here is going to go directly on the back of my postcard. So now I'm just going to go ahead and place it on my postcard and use a zigzag stitch around my postcard because I want to make sure I'm capturing the actual the actual part of the postcard. I'm going to go ahead and sew it on this side as opposed to on this side. That way I can fully get all of the edges. So let me go ahead and do that now. If you want, you can also pin it down if you want. I mean, I'll pin it down. Use a clip. This one, you definitely do not want to pin it down. You want to use a clip. And again, you can trim the edges once all is said and done. So you're just attaching your edges to this. And turn it around. Turn it as you go. And I like, the reason I do this, I like the wider stitches, which is why I did the longer zigzag stitches. It just makes it look really more elegant, at least in my opinion. And I'm just going to finish with a couple there and take off the rest of the parts that are on there so that it doesn't look too yucky. So this is coming around really nicely. Trim the different edges. Okay, we're not done yet because we do still need to add the eyes and such, but that's going to be added with a marker in this case because I want to make it as simple as possible. It's a great, fun kids project to make as well. So nothing too complicated. Don't have them trying to sew eyes and then struggling and getting frustrated. Sewing is supposed to be fun and a good way to let go of stress, not add on to it. Okay. Let's turn on the light so you can see this a little better. There we go. All right, so this has been added, and now what I'm going to do is, because I want my edges to be really, really crisp, I'll go ahead and start cutting this just to get rid of the excess. Be careful not to remove any of your stitches that you've just added. But this is a fun one for kids. If you have someone, a budding sewist who wants to try to make something seasonal for Halloween, this is a perfect way to do it. And then they can mail it to their friends and say, hey, look, this is what I did. Hey, so, write a little cute little note. Postcards you can get, hi for those joining, the postcard you can get off of Amazon. It's just a blank 4x6 postcard. And you can get a pack of 30 for next to nothing. All right, so that part is done. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you how I put the eyes. Let me just clean up my work area. I'm one of those people that I clean as I go. I cannot function in a mess, in a messy environment. So this is what my ghost looks like. And I am going to use a marker. You can use a fabric marker if you want, but I'm just going to use a marker to identify where. So see, this is just a permanent marker, and it does, I can actually color over this a little more if I want to kind of get an idea of where I want to put this. So this is where I want it. So I think I'm going to do that. And I've identified this one as well and put that in a circle as much as possible. It smells like a Sharpie, a permanent marker Sharpie. And then where's the mouth is going to go here. And it's a smaller one. And you can get creative with this, right? So if you want to add like lashes, you can do that. And if you want to add a hair bow, you can do that as well. So do a little square and add a hair bow. Okay, I think I will. And that. And there you have it. How cute is this little ghost postcard? Okay, so think about a friend getting this in the mail. Again, all you need is just your piece. I'm going to put this template on isewithjoy.com. It's going to be free, so you don't need to worry about that. No, I am not sad, but thanks for checking on me. It's just been quite a day. I'm not sad. So you just need this. You'll need quilt batting, and you'll need the fabric, pieces. You want to do coordinating fabric pieces, and the white piece to go with it. In my case, it was 3.5 by 4 inches. And then, if you know how to sew a straight line, attach your batting to your fabric. And then once you're done with that, you can just use a zigzag stitch to append it. So this is like such a cute postcard. Give it to a teacher, give it to a friend, give it to whomever. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. So if you do celebrate, happy Halloween. If you don't celebrate, happy 1st of October. We're almost to the end of the year. We're now in the Ober month. So October, November. No, it's not Ober. BR, whatever. It started in September. But anyways, you know what I'm talking about. Thanks for joining me. And if you're not already doing so, let me turn the camera now to say hello. This is who's behind the camera. If you're not already doing so, please take a moment, like, share, follow, and let me know if you have any ideas. If you have questions about how to do this, I can do another video. So just let me know in the comments. And yeah, have a wonderful day. Happy Wednesday. Thanks for joining me. Bye.